Today we are taking a look at Lala Satalin Deviluke from Nyaruzu Darkness. This figure was released in the Nyaruzu Collection line by Banpresto. Nyaruzu Darkness is a romantic comedy series centered on the relationships and unusual situations surrounding its main cast. Within that story, Lala is one of the main heroines and is known for her bright and energetic personality. Today's highlights for this figure are the heart-shaped cutout in the top, the cat cosplay outfit, and the pose that emphasizes the lines of the body. The first highlight is the heart-shaped cutout in the top. The center of the black and white top has a heart-shaped opening surrounded by a thin black border, leaving the skin visible inside it. The white center section, black outer sections, exposed skin, and thin black straps crossing above the chest all gather around this area and make the heart opening one of the clearest details in the outfit. The second highlight is the cat cosplay outfit. Large cat ears rise above the pink hair, with pink outer edges and white inner sections. The white ring around the neck and the two white bands around each upper arm continue the black and white color layout of the costume and bring the cat-themed arrangement together across the upper body. The third highlight is the pose that emphasizes the lines of the body. One arm bends sharply with the hand placed near the waist, while the other extends downward, creating a strong change in angle from the shoulders through the torso. The chest projects forward, the waist narrows before reaching the short skirt, and the legs cross below, while the long hair and tail form broad curves around the body. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The face is built around a wink, with one eye opened wide and the other closed. The open eye uses green as its main color, with sections of yellow-green and yellow inside the dark outline and several white highlights placed across the eye. The closed eye is formed by a narrow curved line with short eyelashes extending from the outer edge. Small pink lines appear on the cheeks, while the mouth is opened slightly in a small vertical shape. The face narrows toward the chin, creating a smooth outline beneath the bangs. The hair is entirely pink, with the bangs divided into many individual locks across the forehead. Each lock tapers to a pointed end and overlaps the upper part of the face around the eyes. A thick lock rises from the crown before curling inward into a rounded loop with open space at its center. Large cat ears rise from the top of the head with pink outer edges surrounding white inner sections. Several narrow raised lines appear inside the ears, separated from the flatter outer border by a visible change in level. A round white ornament is attached near the outer edge of the bangs, with black lines curling across its surface. The long hair covers much of the back before separating into numerous thick locks. The central sections fall more directly downward, while the outer locks spread farther away from the body. Several thinner strands form wide curves before curling inward or narrowing into pointed tips, and longer locks beside the face overlap both the chest area and the hair flowing behind the body. A thick white ring wraps around the neck as a separate piece. Below it, thin black straps extend across the upper chest, crossing near the center before connecting with the top. The top is divided entirely between white and black sections, with a broad white area across the center of the chest and black sections covering the outer areas. A heart-shaped opening is cut into the white section, and a thin black border follows the complete edge of the opening. Skin remains exposed inside the heart, creating a clear division between the opening and the surrounding white surface. The thin black straps cross diagonally above the chest and create additional lines between the neck and the top. Across the back, a black band runs horizontally around the torso, separating the top from the exposed back below it. The abdomen remains exposed from beneath the chest to the waist, with the navel forming a small indentation near the center. The torso narrows from the chest toward the waist, and the open area of the abdomen continues directly into the upper edge of the skirt. Two white bands are placed around each upper arm, with a narrow space separating the two bands on both arms. One arm bends strongly at the elbow and extends outward before the hand rests near the back of the waist. The fingers on that hand curl inward, while the other arm extends downward and ends with individually separated fingers. The chest is pushed forward as the torso changes angle through the waist, creating a pronounced curve from the upper body into the abdomen. A black miniskirt wraps around the waist, with a thin white border following its upper edge. The surface of the skirt is divided into several sections running from the waist toward the hem, creating visible separations across the front. Another thin white line follows the lower edge, and a layer of white frills extends from underneath it. The edge of the frills repeats a series of small rounded curves, with a thin black line following the same shape inside the white section. Part of the skirt overlaps diagonally across the front, allowing a wider section of the white frills to appear underneath. A small black bow is attached near the front of the waist, with a central knot and short loops extending from it. At the back, the skirt rounds outward from the waist, while the same white frilled layer continues beneath the hem. Lala's long tail extends from behind the waist and curves widely around the legs. It changes direction gradually as it passes in front of and behind the lower body, forming a large curved line around the legs before continuing into its wider tip. The thighs remain exposed below the short skirt before transitioning into black thigh-high stockings. Diagonal lines cross across the surface of the stockings and create a repeating series of diamond-shaped sections down the legs. The stockings continue down toward the feet, where they meet the black pumps. Each pump has a rounded, narrow toe and a thick heel at the back, with the end of the heel curling upward into a small curve. This figure is approximately 25 centimeters tall. That's about 9.8 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Lala Satalin Deviluke by Banpresto stands out because this figure combines a winking expression, long pink hair, a black and white cat cosplay outfit, and a pose that strongly emphasizes the lines of the body. The face leaves a playful first impression. One eye is opened wide while the other is closed in a wink, and the small open mouth and short pink lines on the cheeks complete the expression. The open eye uses green with yellow-green and yellow sections, along with several white highlights that keep the eye clearly defined. The hair strengthens that presentation very effectively. The bangs are divided into many pointed locks across the forehead, while the thick strand rising from the top curls inward into a rounded loop. The large cat ears add another clear feature above the head, and the round white ornament with black curling lines sits beside the bangs. Behind the head, the long pink hair separates into many large strands that spread widely around the body and create broad curves around the silhouette. The upper body works well because the costume layout and the pose support each other closely. One arm bends sharply with the hand placed near the waist, while the other extends downward, and the torso changes angle through the waist as the chest projects forward. The white ring around the neck and the two white bands around each upper arm add repeated white accents around the exposed skin. The black and white top is centered around the heart-shaped opening, with thin black straps crossing above the chest and the exposed abdomen continuing down toward the waist. The lower body continues the black and white layout through the black miniskirt, the thin white edging, and the white frills layered beneath the hem. A small black bow adds another detail near the waist. Below the skirt, the thighs remain exposed before transitioning into black thigh-high stockings with intersecting diagonal lines. The stockings continue down into the black pumps, while Lala's long tail curves around the lower body and adds another broad line through the pose. What makes the figure especially effective is the way all of these elements connect. The eye can move from the winking face through the heart-shaped opening and narrow waist, then continue down through the legs, while the long pink hair and tail guide the view back around the figure. Because of that, fans of To Love Ru Darkness or Lala Satalin Deviluke will likely enjoy this piece very much. Collectors who like cat-themed costume arrangements, heart cutout tops, and poses that emphasize the bodyline should find it a very satisfying addition. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.